Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Well. Good morning, you guys. Top of the morning, sunny California. That's where I am. That's where we are. Coming to you live. This is Express Yourself. Coming to you live with nothing but straight talk, folks. That's how we do it around here. I don't know any other way. It's time to shoot straight. No time for bending, twisting, bending. Stand up straight, shoot straight. That's who I am. My co-hosts are, I have two, but I see one on the board today. You guys know him, Mr. Ricky Davis. He's that new author. He's tearing it up, folks, all over town, signing books, doing workshops. I mean, he just...
Recording in progress.
Healed in the land. Yes, that's what Ricky's doing, my co-host. Good morning, Ricky. How are you?
I'm good, Dr. Rosie. How about yourself?
Good. You still excited, man. You haven't wiped that smile off your face since you had that book, baby. God dog it.
Man, it's a beautiful situation. And to be honest with you, I'm enjoying writing the second book more than the first one.
You doing another one?
Yeah, I'm already almost halfway through.
Wow. You popping them babies out. That's what happens. You get pregnant once, you just keep going.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
That's great. I'm really, really looking forward to that. You know, you got an event coming up this weekend, right?
Yes. This Saturday, August 2nd, from 5 to 8 p.m. It will be a continuation of the last book signing, but this time we're going to have more dialogue. We're going to have a panel discussion. We're going to have a moderator, and we're going to just dig deep inside these poetic expressions and really allow the audience voice to be heard. So they'll have an opportunity to really share their experiences and how they're really dealing with life lessons and love. So I'm looking forward to it. We have quite a few people that have RSVP'd, people still RSVPing. So I think this event is going to be bigger than the last one. So I'm excited.
Wow, I'm excited too. Well, you know, I'm excited, and I want the folks to know, guess what? I'm going to be there.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be there, you guys. And I'm not playing. I'm coming full of, armed with information. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes I have to be careful about the words I use. You know, when you say you come in armed nowadays, you can't say that. We have to change that, but I will be there, and I'm excited about being there with you and Miss Simone. I'm getting to really like Simone. I'm getting to like that girl.
Well, she's going to be the moderator. So
right. In fact, she's going to be co-hosting this show the week following that, so I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I really am. So, you guys, we have a great show for you today. Our topic is looking rich, living broke. And we're going to talk about how the big, beautiful bill is destroying Black wealth from the inside out. And then I asked the question, Black America, this is deep right here. Somebody says she's getting ready to get deep. Black America, are you building wealth or buying image? That's deep now. I need to say that again. Yeah. Are you building wealth or are you buying image?
Yes.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Building wealth. Have you ever been, just think about it, have you ever been looking rich, but with one bill from broke? Say that again, you guys. Have you ever walked out, dog down, looking rich, but with one bill from broke? Building wealth or building image? Looking rich, living broke. Do you guys know anybody like that?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You know anybody like that, Simone? Living.
Good morning. Yes, I do.
You do. I tell you, we have to change that. We're going to look at the looking rich and bankrupting a generation. Now, you guys know how deeply I feel about the next generation. I live my life teaching about that. That's why I do with estate planning, teaching people how to leave something for their children, particularly those Bible-toting people. Broke, leaving the kids broke, waving your hand, dancing, Holy Ghost dance. And you know, I feel like if you're going to eat from the biblical plate, you need to eat it all. It does say leave something for your children. Mm-hmm. So why aren't we talking about that right there? Looking good, big car, fine house, mint coat, the bling bling, and one bill away from bankrupt. That has to change. But I'm just trying to figure out, you guys, how it's going to change, Keith, with this new big, beautiful bill. We're already in bad shape. We're already in the economic ditch before the big, beautiful bill. We had not made plans how to come from beneath the economic rubbish before the big, beautiful bill. So now, where are we? Oh my God. Can you just imagine what it's going to be like on top of where we already was? We were already in the ditch. So we got to learn and look at what we must do, what we must cut off to stay afloat. Most people say, well, I can't cut off nothing. I mean, I'm not making enough to budget. I said, I don't care how small amount of money you're making, you can budget. But some people say they can't. They wait and get a raise so they can save some money. You're going to get a raise, all right. You're going to get a raise right on up out of that business you're working for. That's where the raise coming from, because AI going to throw you under the bus. I know y'all tuning in because you want to hear something really good. This is good. Sometimes bad is good. How many know sometimes bad is good?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your take on that, Ricky? I mean,
well,
it's no joke now. It's not.
You know, I just really look at it from the perspective of, I just take it from my own personal experience. Like my father, for example. I know that what he was a product of, and I knew how he was raised, and I know him being the oldest boy out of 12 siblings and having to be the pseudo father of the household. And my grandfather was out working and he was going from town to town being a Rolling Stone. And so because my father really didn't have anything of his own and he had to share it with all his siblings, by the time he met my mom, got married, had me, you know, it was almost like he lived a life that was all about him. And he didn't think about his family because my grandfather didn't think about his family. Mm-hmm. So it was a generational type situation. And so what I had to learn through therapy, that I need to change the trajectory of that generational curse. And I have to plant a different new seed for my kids. And so my objective now has always been, since I've had my boys, I'm going to do something totally different than what my father and my grandfather did. And I need to prepare them for their kids. So as I'm preparing them, I'm also preparing them for their kids and their kids. Why? Because when you have knowledge, you have wealth. But if you don't have knowledge, you're going to be broke. You have to teach and you have to continue to always improve your situation. But you also have to come to terms with why it is the way it is. And then make an attempt to make the change so it can be better. So that's what I've been doing. And that's really what it is. A lot of our people are so ingrained in what used to be or what
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen. So I'm gonna get mine, and that's always been that mentality. I'm gonna get my mentality.
Right. Well, one thing I'm happy to hear you say publicly, that you submitted yourself to seeking help when you need it.
Yes.
And that's a
Yes.
plus for men, particularly.
Yes.
Black men really, I don't need no help. A man can't tell me nothing. Okay, we have a female account. Well, ain't no woman gonna tell me no. Well, who can tell you something?
Yes.
It's interesting. So it's good. It's good to hear that. But we have to find a way. I think right now, see, our next show we're gonna do Black America too comfortable under Trumpism. Okay, because we're so busy looking at what's going on. We're so distracted always, with the news, what's going on every month. They have someone in the news, some black person that somebody have done something to. So we're always running to a fire. It's like we are not putting protection, putting hedges around stuff to make sure it doesn't happen. It's like we are always waiting for something to happen, and then we react to that. So we're going to spend the next year looking and trying to dissect what's taking place in the political arena now with the immigration and the deportation. So that's on the tip of black folks' tongue. They're talking about whether that should be or shouldn't be, how it shouldn't happen. So we'll put all our energy into what's politically, while our house is on fire and we don't even see it.
I think what's going on, because like I said, unfortunately, I have to do this a lot. Okay, we focus on the what instead of the why. Okay. Because the why is probably more important, especially immigration and all that kind of stuff. If you understand the why, then you understand the what. The what does follow, because you understand the why, then what Biden did and what Trump is doing as we speak makes sense. Okay.
Well, Keith, why do you think that we have forgotten about an agenda that we have in this hour? I don't hear black people at all, like Ricky said, talking about what we need to do under this administration, not just under this administration, what we should have been doing all the time, how far we are behind, that we're in the economic ditch. I don't hear, it's like we've moved away from.
The thing is that it used to be, and this is something that's changing very rapidly. It used to be just us, okay? Now it's everybody. Okay, when DEI went out, the thing is, I was telling my black guys, right, but when DEI went out, I said this is going to be an advantage for you. Okay, the people are going to get hit of the females. Okay, especially the white women. White women, that's the thing is, even though it's looked negative on the surface, we had to strip it all down. If you understand the why, like the Trump stripping away all the executive orders all the way back to 1965. Is the only way to get rid of DEI for white women is to strip it all the way back, because he's in charge of the executive orders that actually put affirmative action into place. And if you look at the numbers, and people start looking at the numbers, okay, 87% of DEI went to white females. Okay,
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I think Keith, what's going to happen, I think if black America, what they should learn from this, or should gather from this, it's back to what Frederick Douglass, what they all said, it do for self. How long are we going to preach? I mean, they've told us, the elders, those who've gone before, the message has always been do for self. So how did we lose that? How did that go away?
Number one, okay, the biggest thing, and people ask me this all the time, why did civil rights actually collapse? Why did it go away, right? Okay, and I had a very good mentor, Craig Hewlett, says, okay, the guerrillas stop fighting when there's redress of grievances. Most people don't know that they've never read the Kerner Commission. Okay, all your civil rights laws that got put into place came after Martin Luther King died, and the Kerner Commission came in and did all these surveys, okay, about how to keep these riots and stuff from happening, okay, and they put in all these laws like what is it, community policing, FHA for you to actually get loans and buy houses. Giving black servicemen their GI Bill and all that kind of stuff. All this stuff happened under the Kerner Commission section from 1968 to 1972. So basically, redress of grievances kind of collapsed and got rid of the reason to actually do it. Okay, the thing is that we slowly let this stuff erode over time. And so now what we having is, it's not just black people, but also white people have this big, what they call neoliberal shift, where they took away all the gains that over the last, from FDR all the way up to like 1970, 1980, it's been slowly stripped away.
And as we
go ahead. I'm sorry.
As we begin to see it strip away, my question is, it's like we're blind. When you see something being stripped away, it didn't just start.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
The thing is okay. And this is something that one day we'll have to do actually a video on culture. Okay, culture is not meant to move this fast. Okay. Culture is meant to change generationally. It's not meant to change every 5 years. Okay, so basically, that's how we keep. Most of the people look back to now they're looking back to the 80s and 90s. Okay, and not looking ahead. It's because culture's not meant to move this fast. Because when you look at the computers that come in, the cell phones that come in, the social media, you look at the mortgage crisis, you look at the taxes that come in, you look at the globalized market that we come in, where they take the jobs out. Okay, all this stuff happened in the last, let's say, 30 years. Okay, culture's not meant to move this fast. And the thing is, if you're looking at where you're standing, okay, you're already behind. So that's how come you have to look. You have to get into why. The thing is, you have to get into why they're doing certain things. Once you understand why they're doing something, that puts you ahead. Okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna look at today.
Okay.
What is really happening with our people, and examine looking rich and near bankruptcy is bankrupting generation. So it's about what we see. It's about what we see. Let me see if we have a caller. Or we have a comment from some of our guests. If so, just jump right in.
The biggest problem, and everybody's saying the exact same thing, no matter what color you are, no matter where you are, is the connection of social media. In other words, ideas propagate so fast and so instantly. Like when something goes viral, it can change the landscape of society within weeks, months, sometimes even days. Okay, this thing going around about the T app, right? Okay, where you can actually report the guys that you've dated on the app, and this stuff has to spread, right? This stuff is spreading. The dating environment just for black people, okay, just by the passport bros going overseas, dating other groups of cultures of women and bringing that information back, that changes your dating landscape within, I've seen that happen because I know the guy that came up with the term passport bros in 2018, right? So in 7 years, that thing has changed the whole dating landscape of Black America. Okay, we're not built to change culture's not built to change that fast. Okay.
Well, let's look at you have something on board to say culture or technology. Somebody wrote that. Someone said Keith is making a critical point about the changing speed of culture. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to look at now the key thing I think that's happening is people are more interested in their image than they are wealth.
So
we're going to have to look at that.
The thing is why is it changing? Okay. That we're looking at the what, the thing is why, okay? And most of the stuff did not happen. Really, the biggest event that changed why people look at themselves differently is what? Is the iPhone, the smartphone, and the apps. Okay, Facebook, Twitter,
But
Instagram. Go ahead. I'm
you
sorry.
know what I'm gonna say with
Hmm.
that
Uh huh.
this isn't a new phenomenon. And then I'm gonna have our guests
Very
to
very
jump
much
in.
so. Very much
This
so.
for my 80 years I've been here,
Hmm.
for a
Hmm.
long time I watch our people. They're more interested in how they look,
Hmm.
their image. I've seen them drive up in a Porsche in an apartment versus
Hmm.
buying a house.
Yeah.
So it's just culminated now more because we're looking at how we're leaving the children in a ditch. So when we talk about looking good and wealth, it's a big dialogue. It's a
Hmm.
dialogue that I think we need to have across the board. What do you have in your bank account?
Hmm.
Are you buying your home? But no, she's looking good. And see, that can go on a whole different level when it comes to relationship. And we'll do that in a relationship seminar, how you have people looking good, but
Hmm.
they are broke, but they're
Hmm.
looking good,
Hmm.
attract you so they can get into your pocketbook. And you gravitate because they're looking good, but they can't pay that house note, but they're looking good so they can catch you,
They
Ricky,
can
so
get you.
you can pay that house note.
They can catch you
Okay?
because you've been imprinted by, guess what? The stuff online. You've been imprinted. That's what you've been taught to look for. That's what
Keith,
advertising does. I'm sorry.
right. I think Simone trying to say something.
Go
So
ahead.
let's
Come on.
jump into that. And then we're gonna talk about that big beautiful bill.
Mm.
I agree with you that I don't think it's a new phenomenon. We have the phrase, keeping up with the Joneses that's been
Mm-hmm.
around my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been trying to live beyond their means to look a certain way for a long time. It just looks different in this new day and age. My my question was, are we talking about culture or are we talking about technology? Because
Oh,
technology is what it sounds like we were describing the advances of technology and how it impacts the culture. But the evolution of technology is what it is. Like with every iteration, it closes the gap for the next iteration. And so it's happening faster. That's the history of
oh,
how
oh, oh.
technology is evolving.
If
Um,
you give me like a couple of minutes, I can explain it. But go ahead. Let me finish your thought.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Basically, and I'll find it. Actually, wrote this like 12 years ago. Okay. Um, Basically, culture is the human beings and their biology versus their environment. Okay. If
Hmm.
you change any one of those two things, the culture is going to change. Okay. You know, human beings have to be able to adapt to the environment. And what technology has done, especially since the Industrial Revolution, right, is change your what your environment. Okay, very
But
rapidly. But
but
no,
Keith,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
when all that is said and done, we can
Uh huh.
put all the steroids, we can put it together.
Mm.
But then we come to the bottom line, where are our people at this point and what must they do? What we need to be saying to them? Because you have people saying, we don't have no culture. We came here from Africa,
Oh,
so we blending in. So
you know,
all of that,
our culture was given to us by white folks under slavery. 90% of it.
okay, now that becomes so debatable.
Ooh, I wish it was.
Yeah,
The
that becomes.
other
I wish it
What
was.
you saying, Simone, about that?
the other contribution I wanted to make is in my personal experience.
Hmm.
When I was growing up, my parents didn't teach me about how to manage finances.
Hmm.
They said that was grown folks' business. It was not anything that was discussed. The only thing my dad taught me about finances was when I got to college and how to create a credit score by having credit cards and buying one thing and paying it off over 6 months to establish a credit score. So I think part of what's happening in our communities is that our parents may not be transferring the knowledge of how to balance a checkbook or have a budget, or they're not sharing that knowledge of how they manage their finances with the kids. Like, and we don't get taught that in school. So where do you learn it? And for me personally, like that education didn't really come until I became an adult and I sought out the information through financial advisors. And I have sat down and met with a number of them because they offer the free consultation to go over your current status. And I've done that a number of times over a number of years to create my own financial plan. So I think part of the issue is that we are not sharing the knowledge within the household, and we have to seek experts outside, like yourself, Dr. Rosie, to teach us what we need to know about our finances.
But that's so interesting you would say that, because it's really true. I kind of laugh when you said they said the finance, in other words, is adults' business, that you don't need to get into it. And see, it should be, I think families should really come together like on a monthly basis, like corporate America does. I think you need to discuss where you at with the finance, you know? Because I remember once when my kids was asking for different things they wanted. And I said, well, we can have that, but we got to cut down the light bills, and this have to, go away. And I said, you all have the TV on and you outside, you're not, all this kind of stuff. They start policing each other. They would come, Mama, he's outside playing and the TV is on, because they saw how saving on the light bill transcend to them having something. And when things were tough, I shared it with them. Like, hey, we got a 3-day notice here. But parents tend not to want the kids to know when they're struggling. And that makes it difficult for them, because they think you're holding back or you being mean. Mama won't buy me this because of that. You got to pull that light bill and say, look, here what the light bill is. Once Ricky, my daughter, was asking about something, I said, well, let's see what's left, and then if I can get it. So we sit down, had her to write down all the bills, how much it was going to be for grocery and how much money I was making. She said, well, Mom, this comes to more than what you make. I said, you got it. You got it. But why are parents trying to hide? We try to hide too much. We need to be more transparent. It's difficult. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Every kid gets a trophy now. Okay, that started in the 80s, and they were reading, what was it? Not Dr. Seuss, Doctor, I forget his name, but and so now every kid gets a trophy, and basically boomers especially, because we came up on people like you, Dr. Rosie, where they're picking cotton and they're working very hard and stuff like that, and then we got some of that, and for our children, we said, well, our children are not going to suffer the way that we suffer.
But they're
yeah, we made that mistake. I'm saying that was right. We made that mistake. Yeah.
Look, well, I'm cashing in on what you said. Our kids not gonna come up like we
exactly.
did. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
You had a house, but they did. You had a place to stay, but they did.
Yeah.
Things have total reverse. Yeah. Brenda, I see Brenda's back on with us again at Motorola. I don't know who Motorola is. Motorola, just jump right in. I'm sure you have something to say about this topic, looking rich, living broke. Yeah. And we're talking about the big.
They talk about, I mean, I hear it all the time about the Instagram life. That's a big thing now. In other words, putting your image out there. So in other words, in this post iPhone society, your digital life, your digital image is who you are, or who you push out to be. So you're willing to sell Peter to pay Paul, sell Peter and Paul just to take that Instagram look. Okay?
Yeah. So that's why when I become president, I'm gonna cut Instagram. Will be no more Instagram. Go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, I want to just also mention this in connection with what Keith said. Even though our culture, in some way, shape, and form, not necessarily was given to us, I just believe that the culture basically was convoluted based on stripping us of our identity.
It was.
Bingo.
Say it again.
This country, we were stripped of our identity. So when you're stripped of your identity, you're basically trying to grasp on to anything that you can identify with. And unfortunately, we as Black people, we identified with the wrong things that were convoluted. And then also, too, those people of this country started to appease us and throw little things at us like crumbs. And then, we grabbed a hold of it, and we didn't realize it was such a setup because we really did not have, the financial,
the foundation of
the financial foundation and backing to be able to have our own. And so going from there to now, when you look at Instagram and you look at Facebook and Twitter and all these things, you still are seeing the same type of behavior
but on
that happened when
steroids.
we came into this country, which means what? I'm trying to identify with something that the country, the world is saying, success, I've made it, I've this and this and this, but they're not really understanding, but it comes at a cost. Are you really, or do you really understand where's that coming from? And then do you really have the identity and the security within yourself to either A, establish your own, or B, try to tap into something else that was never yours in the first place. So I think when you look at it, identity definitely is a major factor, but also too, not really understanding what our true culture is, because this is not our true country. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I mean, it's just, so when you look at the beginning, yes, it's been convoluted since we were brought over here.
Yeah.
And as a result, we still are trying to find ways to be accepted in a country that was never ours in the first place.
And part of that is image. See, everybody else who came here, they may have suffered some the culture thing that we're talking about, trying to blend in.
But
they brought their culture with them.
But they brought their culture with them. But ours is so ingrained now.
You know why,
that
Dr. Rosie?
we even want to look like them.
You know why, Dr. Rosie? Because 91% of ADOS Americans were not brought here, but bred here on purpose. Okay, 91% was bred here. We're bred here by white folks to do a job. Okay, like a machine. And the thing is, like, because I just had this debate with a brother online, right? Okay, 75% of the America's GDP. You hear me? Back then, before the Civil War, was from black people. And
it still is today. We're still
not anymore. Not anymore.
But we are a gross national
we're a gross national product. But the thing is, people think the Civil War was fought over slaves to free people. No, basically, the South wanted the money for themselves. And the thing is, once they freed the slaves, 75% of your GDP is getting ready to walk out the door. Guess what they had to do to you? They had to put you back on that thing, back on that plantation, picking cotton and whatever you were doing up until 1963 when the machines came in.
And now it's 2025.
Now it's 25.
And you're getting ready to go back up on it again.
That's a different story altogether. We'll talk about that, though, about what's getting ready to happen, because it's not what you think.
I know. Keith, give the phone number out, and Brenda Motorola, we're gonna pause and allow you to jump in here, because I know by now you have something to say, and then I want to make sure I look at this big, beautiful bill. Talk about how it is truly the new Jim Crow, if you know what Jim Crow is. So, Brenda, jump right in, and Motorola, unmute yourself if you have comments, and let's see that phone number. Can you see the phone number, Keith?
The phone number is 669-444-9171. Write it down, because you got a code to go on with it. 669-444-9171, and your code is 843-441-35068.
And again, you're listening to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan. My co-host is Mr. Keith Swanson and Ricky Davis. And we are talking about looking rich, living broke, and how the big, beautiful bill is destroying black wealth from the inside. And we're asking the question of Black America. Are you building wealth? Are you buying image? Are you building wealth? Are you buying image? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about, we have to understand this big business, big, beautiful bill. I guess it is beautiful for some people, not beautiful for all.
The top 5%, top 1%, yes. It's gonna be beautiful.
So you have to look at the fact when I said it is the new Jim Crow, because when you think of the Jim Crow, it was the idea of removing, blocking you from having any opportunities to money, to growth, to politically, socially. Really, in other words, Jim Crow was to lock you out of basically everything that would make life good for you.
Right.
And we're seeing that right now, but we don't understand how to identify what we see. The big business, it's economic oppression. I think that's it. I think that's a good term to use. What Jim Crow was, economic
It was.
oppression.
You got it 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
that's it. If we could sum it up in a nutshell and say it was economic suppression.
It was.
Okay, so if that's the case, if it to create financial dependency, and we know it did that. Financial dependency. It even started with the families, where the black male was in the house, the family couldn't receive any assistance from the welfare system. So then you would become dependent on the system. And we have seen what happened with that. We have seen generation after generation, you guys, become following the trend. Like Ricky talked about his father following his father. It's something about what you're around and doing what you see till somebody have to break that cycle. So now the punishment to financial ignorance. Why do you think that in the schools that we don't have financial literacy taught in the school? Do you think that's by design? Do you think they're teaching it in some of the schools? How is that other people getting it, Simone, and we are not? So where do you think it's coming from? So that's part of the system. Keep wealth out of your rich. If I keep you poor, then you don't care about voting. You don't care about what's happening in Africa. You don't care what's happening in your community, because you're focusing on your basic needs. When your basic needs are not met, you can't go outside of that. If you don't know how your rent is going to get paid, you don't know how your children will be fed, you can't be concerned about the curriculum at school. People don't understand what oppression is. Keep you from wealth. Shame you into silence. I'm shamed because I can't buy this house. I'm not going to buy a house because I'm not going to live in Watts. But you rent somebody's apartment. But now those people who said, I'm not going to live in Watts. Any of y'all been to Watts lately?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at the homes. Who own them? But we were too good because we were shamed into being. We want to be like the master. When people would say, if I get a good job, go to college, get you a good education, find a man to sit you down. What would they say, Ricky? They were saying, I want you to be like the white woman. Sit down.
Exactly, Miss Ann. Yeah.
But the white woman was sitting down because she had your mama up, she had Auntie working, she had all of y'all up.
And there was a myth. I call it a myth of white womanhood, because most white women didn't live their life. It's a myth of white women. Yeah.
So that's what happened. We're talking about Jim Crow, how it is impacting. So when economic is impacted, then what's going to happen? Do you realize what it's going to be like for the average black person, Ricky, to start a business nowadays?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what, though? I really believe that, and I'm not saying this to give kudos. I'm saying this to just really give truth to the matter. I think white America has done an excellent job in desensitizing the needs of black people, especially causing black people to be in competition with each other. And so when you look at that, it happens in sports, it happens in the entertainment industry, it happens in corporate America. Society has really did a great job in showing black people what they will never be like, according to their rules, right? And then had the black people compete against each other to climb to the top, knowing there's only room for just a little, right? And then once you get to the top, then you ain't trying to help nobody down below to join you. Now,
because they teach you not to even associate with them, like you're not.
It's the American way.
Yeah, you don't want to be bothered with them. You don't want, if you're gonna be like us, you got to be in our class. So we gotta look at it. So we're punished. I say financial ignorance. That's why I say Simone was talking about they don't teach it in school. It doesn't make sense because you're so vulnerable when the school don't teach it. Society don't profit. Economic is that financial literacy is a critical divide for our people.
They want you to be a worker and not a leader.
Yeah, so then we get into all this predatory lending. Do you guys realize what is taking place, even with the cell phone? They have a different way that they charge when they're dealing with certain communities. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The rates are different. The rates are different. So you're paying more. You suffer financially under this modern day economic shame. Well, if I don't have this, if I don't look like this. I remember my daughter finished medical school. Some of her friends were getting BMWs, all these different cars. So she bought an Avalon. And because I taught her, don't allow society to tell you what you should have because you are a doctor. Do you realize people do that?
Yes.
Well, you're a doctor, you're supposed to live over here. You're a doctor, you're supposed to drive this kind of car. And you see these people just putting themselves in debt. We go back to what image. I'm supposed to look like. How do you look like a doctor? How do you look? I mean, this is like people saying she don't look like she's saved. How do you look when you're saved? We got to get rid of this image about what people look like.
And most wealthy people, you know, if Shawana was here, she could tell you, if they drove down the street, you wouldn't even know they were wealthy.
Well, I tell you, it has done such a job, explored our dreams. And we just got to understand these payday loans and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that there are payday loans now, places where people can mortgage their cars and they can charge you 51% interest rate? Did you guys know that?
Yeah. They're putting what is
so
this?
You can charge what you want to. I guess you can make me a loan and charge me 100% if I sign for it. Is that legal?
Yeah. Well, it's not supposed to be, but yeah. Cynthia McKinney tried to tell us. Heck, they got even. It's gotten to the point where they're putting your groceries and food and hamburgers on a payment system. You can actually do a payment system when you go to McDonald's or you go to.
Oh, quit, Keith.
No, I'm serious.
It's a sin to lie. Hey,
tell him, Ricky. Tell him, Ricky. Tell her, Ricky.
Hey. Hey,
Simone, tell her, this stuff is real. It's getting real here. They call it rent seeking. So they're trying to strip as much profit out of people, and the way you strip profit out of people is by using finance and using loans. You charge interest on stuff that people want. Yeah.
You got all the interest that prey on minority community, and then all of this is because of the Jim Crow idea of holding you back, keeping you ignorant, making sure that you do not achieve financial. That's the worst thing that happened under Jim Crow was trying to prevent you from the opportunity to really be economic empowered. So out of that comes what? Payday loans and title loans.
Title loans, yep.
Rent to own. Isn't that rent to own?
Yeah, when we came up, Dr. Rosie, I'm sure when you came up, when my parents come up, it's called a layaway, right? You didn't receive the product until you paid for it, so there was no, there was no rent, there was no interest on it, right?
You didn't do that.
You do all that, but in the 80s we switched all that, so there is no layaway, there is no ownership. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The other thing too, you guys think about this. The for-profit colleges. Do you guys realize how black folks still are going to these junior colleges? They are going to these private schools, private colleges that many times go out of business before they finish, get these loans. They're stuck with these loans. They're not getting the training. Are you guys aware of that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big thing.
I know a lot of blacks. So why do you just go to the junior college? Yeah. Well, this one was 10 months and I can get a loan. I can get a loan.
And the status of having that piece of paper, it's more status now. I was just reading an article where now millennials, a millennial coming out of college right now has the same chance to get a job as a person with a high school diploma. That was in 2025. I'll send you the link to it. But the thing is, right now, the way colleges are and the way jobs are, unless you go to college to get a very specific degree, a higher level degree like STEM or something like that, your odds of getting a job, even with a master's degree, is the same as a high school person.
Well, we're going back to go back to what God gave us. What did He give you? Your hand. People are going to be going back to what can I do with these hands God gave me. Is that making sense?
Makes
Yes.
sense.
So when
Makes
you're
sense.
talking about plumber, you're talking about electrician, you're talking about builder, you're talking about fixing cars, you're talking about making things, you're talking about manufacturing, you're talking about growing food, you're talking about farming, but for yourself. We're going back to that. But because of all these things, because of as we call it, Jim Crowism, you know, people look at their cell phones. It's ridiculous what I see black folks paying for cell phones. And
Yes.
every year, oh, well, lady gave me a
Upgrade.
I-11, I think, because she got I-12. I still have my Android. It's on my dresser, okay?
Upgrade. And you know, also too, Dr.
Yeah.
Rosie, can I just interject this?
That's image again, isn't it?
It's
Upgrade.
image again. That image.
Image is
Upgrade.
it's keeping up with today's standards of what's called I made it, I'm in. Like for example, now I blame parents for a lot of what I'm about to say. You are so quick as parents, not all, but a lot of parents over the last 30 plus years have made sure that their child was the best dressed, best looking at school on the first day. Which means they're gonna get their $200 tennis shoes. They're gonna make sure they got their $90 jeans. They're gonna make sure they got their $30 belt. They're gonna make sure they crispy and looking good, but they ain't going to class. They ain't doing their homework. But you want to make sure that your child look better than all the other children because that makes you look good. And the last time I checked, what are you really setting your kids up? Well, guess what? 10, 15 years later, these same kids who are now adults, they're not only doing the same thing with their kids, but they're still living that lifestyle that they mom and daddy afforded them, and they are broke beyond measure. Why? Because in their mind, their success is based on what they look like and what they smell like, not what they know.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's a revolving door, Dr. Rosie, because I know so many people, even today, even what Keith was saying, like the millennials and even the Gen Zs, they are so adamant about how they look. Like if you go to the mall, just sit there in the middle with an icy or and just watch all these young people with all these bags of clothes. They got all this brand new stuff, and not one of them got a job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not one of them got a job, Dr. Rosie. So the question is, where are they getting this money from?
Debt.
Wow.
They're becoming debt slaves.
You know what? We have to really be mindful. You really raise a good point. How we socialize these kids. When I look at, and I know I'm going to get hate mail right now, but I'm saying it anyway. You know, they be sending me letters, emailing me, telling me stuff. I don't pay them any attention. When I see these little girls, 8 and 9 years old.
Yes.
With somebody else's hair on their head.
Come on now.
Down to their shoulder.
Come on.
They're 6 and 7 years old. This become the idea of beauty.
Yes.
So if ever you have locked them into a buying system, Ricky, for the rest of their life, because you have told them that this hair make them beautiful.
Makes them beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
So they will never feel beautiful without this hair.
Yes.
So now they have a lifetime of this hair, okay? And then they go from that, after it's going to pull all of their hair out, now they're going to have to put a wig on because they feel ugly without hair.
And they all cost. That's the thing, Dr. Rosie. Their upkeep is based on their image.
Yes.
Their image cost.
Exactly. Tell me, Ricky.
So I mean, Keith, think about it.
Yes.
You're paying for an image
Wow.
that does not justify anything other than what somebody told you is beautiful or told you what looks good. And you're paying all this money for the nails, for the eyebrows, for the hair, for the all this stuff. And you're still not happy and you're still not going in the direction you want to go because you're now being labeled as a certain person that is not giving you anywhere, not getting you anywhere because men or just people in general are not taking you serious. They're labeling you based on your image. So they can't really take you serious.
To me, that's a form of child abuse. Really.
It is.
That's child abuse. When you do that to a child, not only that, then you got to put it colored. They have got to be blue and
Colored.
green.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, something needs to be done. We
Oh,
got to focus. Image, it will not deliver you what you need in the long run.
Yes.
Because I don't
yeah.
care how you pile it on, your age going to catch up with you, okay?
Oh, it is.
And what's going on now is that all that upkeep and all that cost for the upkeep to be what they call a baddie, as they call it. Okay.
There you go. Come on,
Yeah.
Keith.
As a baddie, okay.
Go and label them. There you go.
It used
That's
to
it.
be, it used to be financed by men that had excess money, okay, excess disposable cash, right? Well, the big beautiful bill and this economy, guess what? Those guys have to, use that money to survive on their own. They don't have the disposable cash anymore.
Nope.
Guess what's going to happen? That's like most guys, because I was listening to Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, right? Who's a racist, about racist. Okay, but think what he said about him being what they call a quote unquote incel, right? She said, she said, how come you're not married? You're 26. How come you're not married? It's because I don't want to give up my life. I like my life. I like my enjoy my life. I like what I do. I don't want the expense of having a wife and kid as roommates.
Oh, he just ignorant. I'm going to say that. He just ignorant.
Well,
ignorant. That's ignorant. Okay.
He is, but, okay, 60% of your millennial men think the way he thinks.
Well, you know what? You're going to see more of that under what's the big, beautiful deal.
It's going to get worse.
Look at economic collapse, folks. It's going to be fewer and fewer people, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't know the best thing is to really try to, be connected with someone versus all this isolation. That's what's really killing people. This image, it's something. I remember telling a client that I needed to get another car because my car was acting up. He said, yeah, I understand. So I bought a Chevy Captivity, a little SUV. So when he came by, he said, did you get your car, Doc? I said, yeah. I jumped up with my keys. I was so excited. Ran outside. Ricky showed him the car. He looked at me. He said, I thought you were going to get a car.
Wow.
You get that. You get that.
You know what?
I thought you were going to get a car.
Let me interject something. What Keith said. I'm gonna piggyback about the millennials and how they think. I was reading an article a couple of weeks back, and I wasn't surprised because it just made a lot of sense because I see it. I was reading the article, and Kevin Durant, he's a basketball player for the NBA, and he's a millennial. He's like in his middle 30s, and he made a comment that made sense. But then I had to reflect on it and said, where did he get this from? He is worth over $200 million. Okay. He doesn't have any kids, never been married. He basically said that based on his wealth and what he has worked towards to get the status that he is, he doesn't have enough interest or faith in being with a woman, let alone be in a relationship with the woman. He says, why would I risk getting into a relationship with a woman and get married and then have her take half of my earnings that I've worked so hard for versus staying single? And if I want to pay for something like sex or just a date or company, I can pay for it. And I'm in control of how much I spend. He says, now, while I'm playing basketball, that's what it is, because I understand that women only after me because of my status. He said, now, when I retire, I might have a different theory. He says, but I got the money to spend and pay for my pleasure. So I'd rather do that than giving it away to somebody who's just after me based on my money. And there's a lot of athletes that are like that.
I like that.
There are a lot of athletes like that because of the gold digger mentality of these women that are going after these cats because of their wealth, and then making sure that they get a piece of it by manipulating them and sabotaging the situation. So again, the mindset has shifted considerably, and they are really out to just protect their money and not risk it on somebody based on what has happened in the past.
Yeah.
That's ignorant.
It might be. It might be, but
wait, look
that's
at
status.
Do you realize what you miss going through life?
Of course.
Of having that close, that intimate, that special person in your life that adds to your life. When people put money, these are people put money. Even if you got married and you have a divorce, and if she got half of what you have, you still have enough to survive and get with someone else that you can live your life out through your maturity age. It's too much focus on money in the wrong place. There's a time to focus on money in the right place. The right is when you're getting wealth. For not just for you, not just for you. When I say wealth, I'm talking about having a generational wealth. That is so ignorant for those guys to think that way. And it's so ignorant for those women who are after them for that way. Because some of them probably just like them, but it's amazing how you shut out the woman who wants you for you.
Exactly.
Because you've been with the woman who didn't want you. Isn't that something how we allow the bad seed to rob us of the good seed?
It's a whole culture, and this is the individualistic culture.
But we're talking to people, we want them to change.
Yeah.
Don't go with the flow. That's what I'm trying to teach people. Don't go with the flow. Don't look at the culture. What is your culture? Carve out, you know, what's going to work for you. You know, you got to look at what's good for the soul, not for the image. It looks good because
it only lasts for a little bit. Dr. Rowley, listen, it only lasts for a short time. And what happens is these players. Now, I will say this: the difference between today's athletes, professional athletes, versus athletes 20, 30, 40 years ago is this. Okay. Those professional athletes back then, a lot of them did get married and have kids. And after their retirement, majority of those marriages continued on because they were with the women, they were with these men when they didn't have anything.
Yes.
And even though the financial treasures of the NBA or whatever sport it wasn't as high, those wives stood by those husbands. And even today, they're praising those wives for being such a good person in their corner, even when they were going through their scandals and having babies on the side, whatever they was doing, they still are now to this day in their 60s, 70s, and 80s giving flowers to their wives because they realize that their career was only going to be for a short amount of time. Then the question becomes, what is your life going to be after you finish? Right. And you're going to need that one person. So these athletes today, they don't think about the future. They think about the right now. And they looking as older than they really are because life has caught up to them already. Yeah. These men that are in their 20s and 30s, like they in their 40s and 50s because of the lifestyle. Yeah. Because of them not having that, like you said, Dr. Rosie, that person to really help them and to work with them and to grow with them and to support them. They looking at, I'm about to do it. They look at it from the negative perspective, but like, dude, when you get older, you're going to be by yourself because the good ones are going to be taken. The good ones would have slipped away because you turned your back because you made it all about your money and your finances. Yeah,
you got so much money that you can't be bothered. People got to understand everything changed.
It does.
Everything changed. And then in one moment, you could heard of one scandal could put you out the game. People don't realize
Shannon Sharp.
Oh, wow. You went there? You went there?
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, you're gonna have folk writing to me about what you said.
Wow.
You done got me put out
he's
the church.
He's a poster child for it, okay?
Keith, I think we have something on board. If I were a man and made a lot of money, I would not sweat about child support. If it's somebody I didn't want to be with that was running my life and making me miserable, I would pay them so they could be happy and I could be happy. And then since both of us are happy, our kids would be happy. Okay, we got to learn that happiness means a lot. It has to do with your health. And if we focus on that, you see people who are really happy and in good relationships. I mean, everything about them glows. It's better. Money, not everything. Keith, I think we have something on the board.
Okay, I got a couple things. It says, this is from Dr. J. says, are we, Black America, now part of the permanent underclass, even as America is in an obvious decline? Yes.
We've been there. Dr. Anderson since 2013. 2013. We've been there.
Yeah, we've been there. And he's 100% correct, too. Thank you for another wonderful conversation. Heading to a meeting. Looking forward to next. Okay, that's Simone saying got to go.
Well, we're going to see Simone Saturday.
Okay.
Keith, give that out again. I mean, not Keith. Keith, you need to be there, but I know you don't want AI don't want to be seen. You guys see he never shows his face because y'all better ask why, okay? Y'all better ask who is this Keith? People are asking.
So where's Simone gonna be on Saturday, Ricky?
She will be at my second book event.
Okay.
Which is going to be on August 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. It's going to be at Otis College of Art and Design.
She's good.
Moderating the event, and Dr. Rosie, amongst others, will be on the panel.
I'm going to be rare, and I ain't playing.
Oh, yeah. No, you're going to just do you.
If
so we're looking forward to it.
Sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and don't understand where I'm coming from, I hate to tell you, don't show up because I ain't got time to play with you.
Yep. So it's open. It's open to anybody and everybody. We still got some seats available, but I'm letting everybody know now. If you want to come and get some good information and express yourself, and to really get some good feedback with people who are living, the life of trying to just make it, trying to figure it out, trying to just do better, because no one wants to suffer. Let's just call it what it is. No one wants to suffer, and no one wants to be unhappy. So if you really want to change your situation, then why don't you come and listen to some people who can possibly give you some nuggets and some tools and some fresh perspective to try so you can get better. And that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to have to, because before Trump gets out of office, when this shift happens, you're going to need all the tools that you can actually come across.
Yes.
You're going to have to learn how to live together and talk with each other and come together, because it's going to be absolutely necessary.
And you know what, Keith, even when Trump is out of office, the ripple effect as to where this country and where this world has gone in these last few years, you're going to still be reaping. It's going to be like an earthquake with aftershocks.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, don't think if he get out that, it's peaches and cream. Folks, the ditch is so deep that it's going to take a lot of praying, a lot of loving, a lot of caring. It's going to take miracles to bring back to normality. Okay?
Well, the thing is, what they call a new normal. You got to get used to a new normal, okay? Because the old normal is not going to come back. Okay, that's gone. Okay, that is gone. Joe Biden saw to that. That's gone. Okay, so what you have to do is adjust to what the new normal is going to be. And the thing people think it's going to take. I hear people say it's not going to happen until like 20 years on out. Blah blah. No, it's going to take 5. Okay, it's already happening as we speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I want everybody to think about what their new norm is going to be. I have to put that out there because I don't believe in rolling with the tides. Everybody's doing. You need to carve out for you what your norma is going to be going forward in the future. Don't let your norma, that's just like saying, everybody doing, it's the same philosophy. Well, everybody doing that, so I might as well do. You need to carve out for you what your norm is going to be, and what the new normal for your offspring, for your household, what is going to be the new normal for your family? Is it going to be what everybody's divorcing, everybody's making their kids get out of their house, everybody's doing this? No. Create your own norm. I know what's going to be normal for me, Ricky, and it's not going to be what this low-life society think. I'm not falling into that ditch. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not. So I'm saying to those who listen, create the normality for you and for your family. You can do that. That's why the world is so messed up. Everybody's trying to follow. Whether it's the trend. The trend can lead you straight in the ditch, okay? It's not the trend for me. Set your own trend. So, folks, this has been a great show. Brenda, thank you for joining us. Motorola, whoever you are, thank you for joining. Same time next week. We'll see you here. Spread the word and let the people know this Saturday from 5 to 8. We're going to be, where are we going to be?
We're going to be at Otis College of School and Art Design, and that's going to be in Los Angeles. And
what's your address? What's the address?
If you know. Yeah, I'm going to get your address right now. The address.
Wow. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, the address is 9045 Lincoln Boulevard.
Okay.
and that's Los Angeles, California. Again, 9045 Lincoln Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. That's going to be at Otis College of Art and Design. That's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. Show up, be there, and be square.
All right. Now we see who Motorola is. Come on, unmute and give us your name. You're muted.
The mic button is to your left.
To your left. Okay.
There you go.
Give us your name. You've been on here all day and didn't say a word. How you doing?
Great, Dr. Rosie. Shirley Watson.
Yeah.
Shirley Watson.
What did you have something to say about this show today? Yes, we hear you.
Oh, yes, it was wonderful, and it's always very good, informational. And I will be there on Saturday. Do I need a ticket or anything?
No.
I mean, August the 2nd.
Just show up.
Hmm? Oh, just show up.
Yep. Just
Yeah,
show up.
and I liked everything that you said, because our people, we need it. That image is just terrible, and I wasn't raised here, so I don't have the image syndrome. I'm happy about that.
Where were you raised? If you don't mind us asking.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure
Albuquerque.
Yeah,
okay.
I like what she said. She doesn't have that image syndrome. That's a new word.
Oh yeah, I heard that. We got to write that down, Dr. Rosie.
Yeah, I'm going to use that one. Image syndrome. I love image idols. Let's add that to it. Image idols. Yes. Okay. Then we're
Hey, Brenda.
Okay.
Unmute.
I just want to say one thing. The show has been fabulous, as it always is. I think that at the end of the day, it's a hard issue. We as Black people, I believe we have a special kind of soul, a special kind of connection to what is right in most cases in the earth. And I think that if we're able to recognize goodness in other people, we'll have a better opportunity to make better choices. It's a hard.
Wow. Brenda. Ashe, I love them. Write that down too. I'm getting a lot of lessons today, Brenda, we thank you. You're always joining us. We appreciate you. Share the word. Let the others know what they're missing. And you guys, at 6 p.m., this show is going to re-air. All you have to do is go to Inner Light, INNER, innerlightradio.com at 6 o'clock Pacific time. This show is going to re-air. Thank you all for joining us. Go on your way. And if you can join us Saturday, oh, my God, I'll be looking to see you. Brenda, you need to come on out, okay?
I'll be there on Saturday.
All right now. Well, all right. Spread the word, okay?
Have a good day, rest of everybody.
Okay. You guys have a great day.
Okay, take care.
Okay.